Behind me is an M7 Priest. In today's video, we're going to talk a bit about it. So this here is a self-propelled gun. Now, if you're not sure what a self-propelled gun is, I'd recommend checking out my other video talking about self-propelled guns. But this is a M7 Priest, and these were produced from April 1942 to July of 1945. Now, in their time of being produced, around 3,000 of these were actually produced, mostly in the United States, to my knowledge. And they first started using M3 Lee chassis to mount the gun on, and later replaced those with the M4 Sherman. So what it is basically a tank's lower body that doesn't have as thick of armor, and they basically mounted a howitzer on top of it to be used as a howitzer. It's not a tank, it's used to give indirect fire like a howitzer would. Now, the Americans and the British Commonwealth were the ones to use these the most. Belgium and Israel later also got these. They saw most service from the African campaign right through to the end of the Second World War. And after World War II, they also saw service in the Korean War and even in the 6 Days War in Israel. And just an interesting fact about these, on the D-Day landings, these were actually firing rounds off while being carried on the landing craft to the beaches. So they were giving fire for support for the troops as they're landing, while these are actually being carried over the water before they landed themselves. Now, the armor on these, the thinnest was around 12 millimeters and the thickest was 62 millimeters. Much thinner than that of a M4 Sherman, with the thickest armor on that being 177 millimeters. Now, these consisted of a crew of around 4 to 8 men. It consisted of a driver, commander, gunner, and a loader. The loader, he loaded the gun. The gunner, he fired and aimed the gun. The commander, he commanded the gun. And the driver, he drove the vehicle. Now, to figure out how to actually get into this vehicle. It looks rather complicated. Like that, I'm in. Now, the reason this is called a priest is because of its little machine gun ring here. And as you can see, it looks kind of like a priest's pulpit. Now, this here is where the driver would have sat. He would have sat about here, and the engine's right there. These are his controls. So to turn right, he'd pull on this lever here, it'd put the brakes on the right track, and the left track would keep spinning and turn the vehicle to the right. And same for going left. And that's the view he would have had. Now, in these vehicles, they would have carried not only the ammunition for the gun, but also their packs, webbing, barbed wire if they need to dig in, sandbags. They'd carry tracks on the vehicle for repairs as well as extra protection, because tracks are pretty thick and they'd often stop shells. And this would be how they'd aim the gun. I'll try to get it here so you can see through it. You can see the sights there a little bit. And yeah. So here's the pulpit, And we would have had a machine gun here. This could be used for air defense, and if infantry try to run up on you, you can use this to defend against them as well. But this also means you'd have to carry machine gun ammunition on the vehicle, which would limit a lot of space and just get in the way and add weight. So now, time to get out of this vehicle. And it looks pretty intimidating. I can only imagine how many bones were broken during the heat of battle trying to jump out of this if you're under attack or something. And even when not in battle, it's probably pretty easy to fall and hurt yourself. So yeah, here we go. So I was editing the video and I noticed I forgot to film an outro. So if you enjoyed the video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. And thanks for watching and have a great day.